Hey guys, this is Mickey here. I thought I'd do a little demonstration of my Edison Diamond Disc player. And we're going to talk a little bit about, yeah, I got to refinish the top of this, but anyways, let's open it up. So let's start at the beginning here. So in the early 1900s, around 1899, they started making disc machines, meaning they played 78s. They were made of shellac. Bunch of different materials. These can break. These were played on wind-up phonographs made by the Victor Talking Machine Corporation and Columbia. And even though Thomas Edison invented the phonograph, it was more like on a toilet paper roll, but it had it started with tinfoil, and then it got some other material. And then other people came along and invented the disc, and he sort of got beat out by that. He couldn't really compete with that. So after a while, he decided that he wanted to get back into the market and have his own machine, but because of patents, he really couldn't do it. So the way a regular wind-up phonograph, it goes across like this. It's got certain type of grooves. On an Edison, it goes up and down. So this is a diamond disc player, and it's got a diamond stylus in there. So we're going to pull one of these out. This is where you would keep your records. When I bought this, I got about 300 of these. And you could see how much more, it's a little dusty here. You could see how much, how thick that is, isn't it? I mean, it's really thick. Really thick. So we're going to play, you can see Thomas Edison's on. That's Hawaiian Haunting Blues. And then on this side is Georgette, which is a foxtrot. Let's clean the dust off this. Okay, so what you do is you put your record on like that. Okay, you can shut this. Now, your horn is here. Let's see if I can pull that off. You see the horn? Okay, now, let me put this down so you can get an idea. You ever hear the expression, put a sock in it? Well, this thing right here moves, and it sort of muffles it. There is a little knob here, and you can see it move in and out, and that controls the volume of how much sound you want. If you want less sound, you push it all the way in. You want more sound, you bring it all the way out. You bring it in the middle, you get less sound. So then you put your decorative trim back on. See if I can get it on there. It's a little tricky. And I think you got to go up there. There we go. There we go. All right, she's on there. So then the next thing you do would be you'd wind the phonograph. There's a spring in there. I've already wound it. Okay, so we know that Edison got beat out by the Victor Talking Corporation, Eldridge Johnson, who bought the patents, Columbia, and other phonograph companies. So he was cut out of playing disc records until he came up with what was called a diamond disc. And he got around the patents because of the unique mechanism of going up and down instead of vertical cut like this. I guess he called vertical. Well, vertical is what's going up and down. It's the lateral is the patent that he couldn't use. So what we're going to do is we're going to move. It looks like a piece of, but you can sort of see the diamond right there. And then what we're going to do is start the machine up. And then we're going to lower it. And then you're going to hear how good these actually sound. All right, so we're going to line it up and put it down. There we go. Now, if we want to get it quieter, you can see it's quieter by pulling this. When we open it up, you get a louder volume, and then you even get better acoustics if you shut it. Wow. All right, so we stopped it. All right, so the Edison was a step of monumental achievement. Basically, they were at this time recording songs in with microphones without and not doing it in acoustic. So you got better music. And here's the other thing: on a regular wind-up Victor Victrola, you'd have to change the needle every time you played a new record, because after one play, the needle would get rounded. It would ruin your records. With the Edison phonograph, you had a diamond stylus and you never had to change it. And the record quality was better. I mean, these things were thick and they were well designed and they give great fidelity, as you just saw. So Edison found a way to get back in the game with disc players. Of course, as we got into the late 1920s, all of this stuff went away. The wind-up phonograph went away because now record players were being produced that could plug into the wall, and you had electrically made records and mixes, even though they were very basic mixes, but they were recording instruments with microphones. And so you had better records and you had better fidelity. But in the wind-up era, once they started making electric records with microphones around 1925, 26, the record fidelity got better versus the acoustic, where the whole band would have to gather around these big horns and play into these big horns, and then it was recorded, and you only had one shot at it. Otherwise, it wasted a lot of time and a lot of money to try and record these, and they were played on acoustic machines. So there's a little demonstration of my Edison phonograph diamond disc. I think it's a model, if I'm not mistaken, let's see here. I think it's a C-19 or an S-19. And if I'm not mistaken, this was made in the late 1900s, 19 teens, so around 1918, 1917, in that era. And yeah, it's a real nice player. And when I bought it, not only did I get around 300 discs, but I also got literature. I got an oil can that says Edison on it, and a bunch of other stuff, pamphlets and booklets that listed all the records and all that. So it was really nice. I think I paid around $250 for everything, and I like it a lot. It's an interesting thing. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and thanks for watching.